Hey there, everybody. I'm Michael Bolton III, here with Kill 2. We have Uki's team, Mildly Intoxicated, versus the Alliance holding more space than any other in the entire game. Test Alliance, please ignore. Tell us a little bit about these setups.
All right, so this is another match that the outcome doesn't affect the advancement in the tournament, so keep that in mind with the setups. But I like Mildly Intoxicated setup. They have brought 10 battle cruisers. I don't want to count them, but it's about 10.
Well, they're all worth 10 points, and it's 100 points,
Ooh,
so 10 times 10
probably
does
10.
equal 100.
It could be 9, but it's probably 10. Cyclones, Feroxes, and Brutixes, and I think that's actually not bad. The test team has brought Ham Tengus, Ham Microwarp Tengus, I think, with a Vulture, 1 Hound, Scimitar, 3 Hawks, Merlin, Mollis, and 1 more Merlin.
So now, if I know test bombers, that Hound there is there for one sole reason. That's to bomb all of the test frigates once they get tackled on these T1 tackles on these T1 battle cruisers.
Well,
we have begun.
He's not doing it right now. He headed away from the Mildly Intoxicated
He's
team
just
to start
lining it
things
up.
out.
It's coming. Just wait.
Well, it's going to take a second for something to happen, okay? They started far apart from each other. There's like 50k these battle cruisers have to burn. If these are actually Ham Tengus, which I hope I can figure out in a second here, I think they're in bad shape. I suppose they're in better shape than if they would have been Heavy Missile Tengus, though. They're going to try and kite either way. Maybe they're heavies. Maybe they're just Microwarp heavies. I feel like these launchers look like hams to me, but
PvP expert, Kill 2, everyone.
I'm pretty good at this game.
You know what? T1 battle cruisers do have a lot of drones. You can see those all over the place. They're actually not doing that much damage. They're sort of being kited, I think, by one of these Tengus.
Little known fact about EVE Online, almost every ship has the same amount of drones.
Did you really? Almost every ship has.
Almost every ship.
Do you know that some ships don't have drones?
A few ships don't, that's true. The
don't.
Frigs especially sometimes don't have drones.
Yeah.
There's no damage still. They webbed a Tengu though.
Yep.
Quit looking at me and look at the screen.
Carriers have a lot of drones. Carriers have can up
a little
up to
more
10
than usual. Yeah, there's no carriers in the tournament
almost twice
though.
as many. Well, we were talking about tournaments next year. The Tengu is taking actually a lot of damage.
Yeah, Tengu going down. I think Mildly Intoxicated can take this. Mildly Intoxicated, by the way, another shout out for them for beating us in the exhibition match yesterday, or Thursday. That was pretty awesome. Oh, something really, ooh, Tengu gonna die. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's kind of cool they brought Tengus. Maybe they actually wanted to test this setup, maybe, because Tengus are kind of expensive to bring just to a, oh, you have all the space in Eve, I suppose that doesn't matter.
We have 150% more space than Goonswarm.
Yeah, sure I can, Ollie. We can sit closer. Why not? Cyclone going down now for Mildly Intoxicated. So, I guess this test team is really trying to kite. They're taking this pretty seriously. I'm surprised that they just didn't charge in brawl, but I guess that would have gone really badly for them. Hawk going down now for test.
We're trying to practice our piloting skills. Vulture webbed. It would be really strange for them to choose to take down the Vulture. There's actually damage coming to the Vulture. And at the same time coming into the Scimitar as well. We'll have to see if there's an ASB on that Scimitar. Right now, Cyclone receiving damage for Dark Lord's solid line in the Cyclone. He is 100% tackled. No chance of him getting away. Maybe not. As I say that, he loses his scramble on him. This Vulture is... They're hitting the Vulture. I don't know why. Maybe it's just what they can catch while the Tengus are out on the other side of the arena.
There's no way they're hams, by the way. They're heavies.
Good job. This Vulture about to fall, losing the Smart Bomb and resist bonuses that it almost certainly was fit with, and all the other wonderful shield bonuses that you can fit on a Vulture. Hawk taking damage for the test team. Test Alliance might lose this. Don't worry though. I know a lot of viewers cannot wait for us tomorrow to win this tournament. It's going to be amazing. We're going to boundary violate 11 ships in the final and still win. Ultimate retard strength.
Sounds awesome. I can't wait.
Now, we know you don't think RVB is the real deal. Do you think Test Alliance is the real deal?
You know, I think Test has done a really good job so far in the tournament. I expected them to be like as far from the real deal as any team could be, and they actually did
the unreal deal?
They did a pretty good job. They had some like very glaring mistakes, but outside of those, they brought really good setups, and they did a really good job. So I'm happy they're here. I think it's pretty cool, actually, and I don't think they should be out necessarily.
So aside from the things that we did that were bad,
you did good things.
It was good.
Yeah. Second Tengu about to drop for test. They're getting stomped. I'm surprised they aren't able to do more damage. I mean, this really is a testament to the strength of the ASBs, I guess, because there's really no other way for them to be tanking.
The power of ASBs is quite strong, especially on these battle cruisers that can fit extra larges even sometimes, depending on...
I imagine every one of these battle cruisers has fit an extra large.
you have a creative imagination.
You should actually spend some time, if you're looking to PvP at a small scale, looking at what ships can fit an extra large ASB, because there's way more ships that can do it than you would think, and a lot of them become really strong with that much tank.
Another
Things like
Tengu
hacks.
is caught and is slowly dying, sealing the fate of Tesla Lines as a Cyclone drops into structure. Tesla Lines doesn't look very strong at this point. I don't think we can make it out of this match winning, but we will make it to the elimination rounds. Another good thing, if you want to talk about ASBs, a lot of ships can fit 2 ASBs, which is really strong because what you do is you reload one while the other is running, and you sort of leapfrog back and forth, and it ends up so you have like an infinity tank, except for like the 6 seconds that they don't overlap.
Yep, and it also gives you advantage or the ability to tank a whole bunch of damage for a really short time frame if you happen to be under like a whole bunch of damage pressure for a second. It's kind of like an overheat. You're sort of all in with it if you start using boosters from both, but it can be really useful to have that option.
Scimitar taking damage for the Tesla Lines team. Still 8 T1 battlecruisers remaining for Mildly Intoxicated. Uki bringing the Fist of Doom Gauntlet Throne T1 battlecruisers. This is actually a team that we saw last year. T1 battlecruisers have been 10 points for these past 2 tournaments. We don't see this team a lot, but it is surprisingly a lot of damage. A lot of damage, a lot of tank, a ton of mids, drones. It's just not a focused one. It's sort of just like a giant slap. Like you just slap the other team in the face, and if they fall down, then you win.
Yeah, and you know, another thing about the setup is it actually probably has about as much HP as you can possibly field. It doesn't have logistics, so it can't maybe generate as much HP over the course of a match, maybe, but it has a lot of tank, actually. It's pretty much the best setup we've seen so far in the tournament. Wouldn't you agree, Michael Bolton?
No, I would disagree.
Do you think broadswords would beat this setup?
I think... well, broadswords beat any setup kill 2, according to
I think actually that Nully broadsword setup will get smoked by the 10 battlecruisers.
Well, probably because there were only 6 ships in the Nully broadsword setup.
That's true.
And they only had 50 points. That would be a real disadvantage against a 100-point team with 10 people.
I did forget about that, and that's important. Test's almost out of ships now. Their ships thankfully running away instead of just charging in and letting the match end. Why is Test so dishonorable?
I think it's just the fact that Mildly Intoxicated was dishonorable in bringing a setup that was too strong. All the teams got together and said, guys, bringing 10 T1 battlecruisers.
Oh, you interrupted me earlier. I was going to talk about our match from Thursday against Mildly Intoxicated, where one thing that was really interesting to me, we fielded the same setup for 2 matches in a row, one against Mildly Intoxicated, one against RVB. Excuse me. Mildly Intoxicated and RVB brought the exact same thing, and we brought the exact same thing, except for a small frig variation between the RVB and Mildly Intoxicated teams. We brought Adrestias and Chronoses, and they brought Slipners, Scimitar, and Frigs. And Mildly Intoxicated tore us apart, and RVB got destroyed.
I think that
even though the setups were exactly the same.
No, they were not exactly the same.
They were really similar.
I think we determined the fact that our Kitsune jammed out our 2 Chronoses for like the first half of the match.
It actually only jammed 1 Chronos. The other one just couldn't do enough damage to break the Slipner tank.
Who was flying the other Chronos?
That'd be CCP Bro.
Oh, okay. Well.
So he was probably shooting the wrong thing or
well, you know.
Disconnecting randomly.
And I think it was also during that match against Mildly Intoxicated, I did, in my NU, burn out my web, the deciding factor.
I think Test Alliance should be banned from the tournament for this performance.
Well, we're elite PvPers, bro. We got to keep our ISK efficiency going.
That Hawk is like really serious about shooting drones right now. I think drones that aren't even being used. No, they actually are. Okay.
Dude, he's got to keep up his ISK efficiency. We actually don't have that much money. We're paying the SOV bills on 250 systems. That costs a lot.
Oh, there's a boundary violation. That's a good start. Test Maulus left the arena.
Test is working on getting back to our boundary violation record. If we boundary violated the remaining 4 ships, we would tie, but we wouldn't win. I don't think we would be able to win if we boundary violated all our remaining ships.
When you lost the what was the main ship that got boundary violation in your match where you lost 4?
The Scimitar.
And he was being orbited, right, by 3 Merlins. Okay.
That tends to.
I actually didn't know that until much later. That the reason they all left is because they were orbiting the Scimitar.
Well, we did it on purpose.
Yeah, I know that orbit was on purpose, but leading them all out of
running them all out of we boundary violated all those ships on purpose.
Did you?
Just that good, yeah.
Okay.
It was sort of a showy thing that we did.
It was like
likes to do that sort of
it was
stuff.
like Slash dancing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
A little StarCraft 2 drop there for people watching the stream. Kill 2 is actually really bad, and I'm really good. Shocker, I know. Hawk taking a lot of damage. for, well, actually, no, it's not really taking that much damage. It's just damaged. I lied. Good. Frigates, really good at kiting T1 battlecruisers.
So we're almost done. 40 seconds left. You know, one thing to keep in mind, guys, while we watch these sort of silly matches in the groups that are solved, the groups that are still open are very tense. The one good thing about this format is that for the groups where it comes down to the last couple matches, or the last match, I guess, I feel like it pays for, these matches pay for the really cool groups, like the Goon group that's coming up later. So
we have NC Dot and Alpha Vol Union up next, and that is a sealed match as well. But then we
move
get
on.
to bring the excitement from Kill 2. Ultimate joy. Pure adrenaline.
Oh, as RVB gets knocked out?
No, RVB is not going to get knocked out until
Okay.
later in the day. But
You're right, they probably won't. Oh, yeah, that's later on.
Yep, much later. You're going to be excited when Goonswarm Federation gets knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're already knocked out.
And that will be time on the match. Thanks for sticking with us. We will throw it back to CCP Soundwave in the studio.